Help me celebrate the son who bore this vision and shared it with his mother, none other than Nana Ajiman Prempeh. And the one single donor who executed this mandate on behalf of mother and son, the executive chairman of the KGL Group, Mr. Alex Apao Dade. And so on behalf of Visionary, on behalf of Patron, and on behalf of Donor, my name is Jerry Ajololo, and it's with great delight I stand on their behalf to say a very good morning to you, our guest of honor, the Vice President of our Republic, Your Excellency, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. Ably accompanied by the Ashanti Regional Minister, the Honorable Dr. Frank Amwakohene, the Chief of Staff of the Office of the Vice President, the Honorable Alex Segbefia. And her presence is a constant reminder that Mahama truly cares. Make welcome the Administrator of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, Madame Obobia Dakon Opoku. We receive with great delight the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Professor David Asamoah, representing the Vice President. It will be remiss of me not to acknowledge regional security chiefs, the board and management of the KGL Group, the board and management of the Eve Medical Foundation and the KGL Eve Medical Center, directors and officials of the Ministry of Health, our metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, professionals in the health and allied sectors, teachers, pupils, and students of selected schools herein gathered, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this great day in history where we commission and hand over the phase 1 of the KGL Eve Medical Center. Today, we want to tell a very compelling story, one of the heart and soul. It is of faith, of perseverance and generosity through this living legacy of our princess consort of Asantehene, a legacy of service, leadership and inspiration, and what we call a sanctuary of hope. Are we ready for that story? To begin the story, it will be proper for us to hear from the board chair of the Eve Medical Foundation. Would you please make welcome, speaking to us, Professor Ellis Owusu Dabo.
Thank you so very much, the Venerable Vintage, Jerry Ajololo, Your Excellency, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, Vice President of the Republic, Your Royal Highness, Lady Julia Oseifufu, Queen Consort, Patron and Convener of the KGL Eve Medical Foundation, Nana Ajiman Prempeh, Co-founder of the KGL Eve Medical Center, Mr. Alex Apao Dade, Chairman of the KGL Foundation, esteemed board members of the Eve Medical Foundation and also the KGL Foundation, distinguished board members of the respective foundations, Vice Chancellor of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, represented by the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor David Asamoah, Deans, Directors, members of the Diplomatic Corps herein gathered, representatives of the Office of Vice President, particular the Chief of Staff of the Vice President's Office, Nananum, invited guests, students from selected schools today, you should count it joy to be here, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I didn't get a resounding good morning response. Good morning, everyone, and I want to thank you for being here on this exciting day where we reflect on the contribution of our women and prefer solutions to their many health problems. We gather not just to open a building, but to open possibilities for better health, stronger communities, and a future where every woman has access to the care, dignity, and support she deserves, especially on mental health. And yes, I promise to keep this speech so short, and I do take responsibility for the late start of this program. But unless the spirit of inspiration obviously carries me away, in which case I blame the ribbon cutting ceremony and the Caesars and the organizers for the long speech. Of course, sometimes it can be very persuasive. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter in women's health in our community and country. This center is more than walls, it's more than rooms and state-of-the-art equipment. It is a place designed with intention where women can come not only to receive care, but to feel heard, respected, and empowered. For decades, women's health has often existed in the background, understudied, underfunded, and sometimes even misunderstood. Too many women have had to navigate a system that wasn't fully designed with them in mind. Today, we are changing the narrative. The plan is that this medical center will stand as a commitment, a promise that women's health is not a footnote anymore, but it is a foundation. Whether it's reproductive health care, mental health, maternal health, preventative screenings, and chronic medical health, this will be and provide a one-stop shop for this group of individuals whom we cherish so much within our community. You know, someone asked me earlier, what makes this center so unique? And I said, well, first of all, the fact that we actually listen to women. Imagine that, listening to women. Revolutionary concept, I know. But genuinely, the design, the services, even the color palettes were shaped by patient voices, community consultation, and lived experiences of women who said, we deserve a space built for us. And speaking of being built, this center reflects not just innovation in medicine, but innovation in sustainability. Women's health is deeply connected to environmental health. The air we breathe, the materials we're using, the resources we pass to the next generation, these things do matter. And therefore, we have carefully utilized and thought about energy efficient systems, sustainable materials, smart water and waste management processes to be done here, continuity of care in addition to quality of health care. And this, we believe, will herald a new era in women's healthcare. In a world where healthcare facilities often leave a large ecological mark, we wanted to show that care and sustainability can and must go hand in hand, because empowering men also means ensuring they inherit a world worth living. This center wouldn't have existed without partnerships, genuine collaboration, and community-driven partnerships. It epitomizes a typical public-private partnership between the KGL Group and the Eve Medical Foundation. Healthcare professionals have been part, and educators have all been part of this, community advocates and policymakers, researchers, innovators, and of course, sustainability experts have all been part of the conceptualization and, in fact, the implementation of this edifice. In healthcare, partnership is not a luxury, it is a necessity, because women's health and their challenges are complex, holistic, and oftentimes interconnected. And the best solutions would come from many hands working together. Of course, building something like this takes time. Planning more meetings than anyone would humanly endure. In fact, we were meeting on Friday, we met again on Saturday, last night we were here, and to make sure that everything obviously goes as planned. However, every meeting was worth it. Every discussion, every blueprint and revision was worth the time. Every coffee that fueled, I'm a coffee drinker, every coffee that fueled the late night, because today you get to see the result. A center that is ready to serve humanity, and in particular, our women. We look forward beyond the cutting of the ribbon today, because we aren't just opening doors, we're opening access to comprehensive medical services. We're opening conversations that empower women to take control for their health. We're opening opportunities for better research that interconnects service and ensures that the future of our women are guaranteed. So in closing, to let you know the purpose of our gathering today, we're opening a center that obviously opens the doors to possibilities of our women within the communities and the country that we serve. So to everyone who has contributed, especially to the vision bearer, Her Royal Highness Lady Julia Osei-Tutu, we say thank you. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for inspiring us to birth this wonderful edifice. Also to Nana Prempe, the Associate Vision Bearer, I say God bless you for your tireless efforts in working with the esteemed board members. And of course, both the foundation and the center board members have been instrumental in this. The medical teams who work here, we're grateful for your dedication and compassion. To the partners and collaborators, especially, of course, the KGL Foundation, obviously led by the chairman of the foundation, Mr. Alex Apel-Dade. Your vision and commitment has made this possible. We say thank you. To the communities that we serve, this center belongs to you. And to you, we are honored to serve you. And to every woman listening today, you deserve care that sees you, respects you, and supports you. This center is here for you. Make use of it. Let this opening be not an ending, but a beginning of healthier lives, stronger partnerships, and a brighter, more sustainable future for all women. Thank you, all of you gathered here to witness this occasion, and I say you're very much welcome to the commissioning of the center, which will serve our women in a wellness and a holistic manner. Thank you so very much for your kind attention. Thank you.
And it opens the door of possibilities for women, because women's health isn't a footnote, it is actually the foundation. Please help me appreciate one more time the chairman of the Eve Medical Foundation, Professor Elias Owusu-Dabo. This center, Your Excellency, symbolizes a powerful shift in Ghana's approach to mental health. And that's why they're pleased to be here today. I'm talking about the Ghana Mental Health Authority. Let's make welcome, speaking to us, the CEO, Dr. Eugene Kobla-Dodroy.
Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Your Excellency Vice President, Your Majesty Lady Julia, all other protocols observed, I deem it a great honor and profound privilege to join you today for the handing over and commissioning of the Eve Medical Center, an institution born out of compassion, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the health and dignity of Ghanaian women. The Eve Medical Foundation, established by Her Royal Highness Lady Julia, stands as a living testament to what happens when empathy transforms into action and advocacy evolves into an enduring infrastructure. For years, our mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, they've carried a heavy burden, physical, emotional, psychological, and often in silence. Many health conditions, including mental health conditions, can be treated effectively and affordably. Yet, as a nation, we are confronted with an uncomfortable truth. That is, the gap between those who need care and those who receive care is unacceptably very wide. I mean, about 7 people out of every 10 people who need help don't get mental health care. Today's commissioning is therefore not just an opening of a building, it is the opening of a door to access, a door to dignity, a door to healing, and a door to hope. Mental health is more than the absence of an illness. It is the foundation of our ability to live meaningfully, to relate with others, and to thrive. Drawing from evidence in our national landscape and from the wisdom of Minya Dume. I am an Ewe, but I was born in Kumasi. And Minya Dume means Enyasafo Kru. Allow me to frame what mental health in 4 simple yet powerful pillars are. So, 1, mental health is the ability to cope with life stresses. In Minya Dume, we say when the storm rises suddenly, it is the tree with deep roots that remains standing. A healthy mind is that rooted tree, flexible enough to bend, strong enough to endure. When our women carry the weight of homes, workplaces, childbirth, trauma, and societal expectations, their mental health becomes the quiet pillar that sustains the entire community. Mental health is the capacity to realize one's God-given potential. And here, the elders in Nyansakrom will tell you that a seed that is never nurtured will never reveal the forest hidden within it. When a woman's mind is nurtured through care, support, therapy, or timely intervention, she blossoms into the highest, self-esteem. A nation that invests in the mental well-being of its women actually invests into its own future. Mental health is the ability to work productively. A mentally healthy person is not merely somebody who is employed, but somebody who is empowered. She contributes meaningfully, creates, innovates, and leads. As our national data shows, poor mental health reduces our productivity up to about 7% of GDP and drains the economy, while good mental health fuels growth, stability, and national progress. Mental health is the capacity to contribute to your society, which our forefather, Dr. James Quadri Agri, wisely taught us that if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation. In mental health, this truth becomes even more profound because when you heal a woman, you heal a household. When you strengthen her mind, you stabilize a family. When you empower her emotionally, the nation itself stands taller. In Ghanaian homes, from the bustling cities to the quieter hamlets, women are the first responders of care, especially in times of mental distress. And in Akan, they will say that so the chicks always follow the female or they'll follow the hen. So we need the hen, we need our women to be healthy, mentally healthy. They carry the burdens, the anxieties, the unspoken worries of entire families, often while navigating their own struggles. They say that the fire that warms the household is the same fire that must be protected from burning out. If our women are the caregivers of this nation, then their mental well-being must be treated as a national treasure, protected, nurtured, and prioritized. This is why today matters, because by strengthening the mind of the woman, we strengthen the hearts of Ghana. Across Ghana, more than 1 in 5 people live with a mental health condition at any given time, yet the treatment gap remains very high. Access challenges, stigma, limited mental health infrastructure, shortage of trained mental health professionals are all widening this gap. We remain profoundly grateful to His Majesty Otumfuo, Her Royal Highness Lady Julia, for this visionary support. The establishment of the Eve Medical Center, therefore, represents more than philanthropy. It is a strategic national investment. It is an ally to the Mental Health Authority in expanding access, strengthening community-based care, and ensuring that women who often carry the emotional loads of entire household finally receive the attention they deserve. Your Royal Highness, your leadership fills a critical gap in mental health landscape in Ghana. Your Royal Highness, permit me to use this opportunity to acknowledge with deep gratitude the tremendous support the Mental Health Authority receives from the Otunfo. The provision of 15 motorbikes last year to mental health services in Ashanti region has significantly enhanced our community outreach. Our remote villages, the follow-up, they have been reached because of this great support the Otunfo gave us. As we expand access through initiatives like the Eve Medical Center, we must also complete the key national infrastructure that will anchor long-term reform. In this regard, I respectfully draw attention to the psychiatric hospital project at Onye here in Ejiso, here in Kumasi, Ashanti region. I was a former student of Ejiso Mine, so that is why Onye comes to me as Ejiso. Yeah. So its completion will not only strengthen specialized care for millions, but also reduce the pressure on our existing facilities and ensure that families, especially our women, who are often the primary caregivers, receive timely, dignified, and comprehensive support. Your Royal Highness, distinguished leaders and partners, Mental Health Authority stands ready to work with all stakeholders to bring this critical project to fruition for a healthier and more resilient Ghana. As an authority, we reaffirm our commitment to strengthen governance and regulatory frameworks, to deepen community mental health services, to expand the workforce, and drive digital innovation in mental health care, which hopefully the National Health Insurance plans to start telepsychiatry from next year, and forge partnerships that, thank you, that promote access, dignity, and excellence. In concluding, I would say that the bird does not fly only on one wing. Ghana cannot ride on the strength of only the physical health alone. We need the other wing as well, which is the mental well-being to soar. A woman's wellness is a nation's wealth. Let this center be a place where every woman who enters finds healing, dignity, and a renewed strength. Let it be a place where silence finds voice, pain finds comfort, and potential finds wings to fly. Let it be a place where the mind is not neglected, but nurtured, not as an afterthought, but as a forethought. Today, we commit ourselves as a nation to building a Ghana where every woman can cope, every woman will flourish, every woman can work productively, and every woman can contribute joyfully to the society she helped sustain. May this center serve as a beacon of hope. May it heal generations. May it light the path forward. Thank you all, and God bless us.
Dr. Eugene Kobladodoe, CEO of the Ghana Mental Health Authority. Thank you for that very inspiring statement. Your Excellency, Your Royal Highness, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if you see us constantly providing support to several healthcare facilities across the country, especially with free supply of incubators, medical devices, and all such supplies, it's because ours is a human-centered organization bringing bespoke tech solutions to industry and designing progressive ways that people can achieve their best potential. Through the innovative system of philanthropy that we have adopted, we seek to create lasting impact with all our intervention, and hence this lasting investment which will seek to impact in this community. Here to speak to us first is the CEO of the KGL Foundation. Make welcome Mr. Elliot Dade.
Your Excellency, the Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Okorajman, Your Royal Highness, Lady Julia Osei-Tutu, I stand on all the existing protocols, distinguished guests, members of press. 2 years ago, KGL Foundation made a deliberate choice to confront the stigma surrounding mental health in Ghana and to challenge the cultural silence that has allowed this crisis to grow unchecked. At the time, we had no guarantees. I braced myself for resistance because the Ghana I knew, the Ghana I grew up in, had not shown me that matters concerning mental health were at the forefront of our minds. But through our work, our partnerships, and the courage of people who have stepped forward, something shifted. The response has been stronger, louder, and more hopeful than ever imagined. As a young person in this country, it gives me hope. It has shown me that change is not only possible, it is already happening. And this new mental health facility stands as proof of that transformation, a testament to our progress and a signal of great change in our healthcare, but also in how we think as a society. Ghanaians are ready for change, but readiness alone is not enough. This crisis demands infrastructure, it demands steady funding, and above all, it demands our courage. And that is why we are here today, opening the doors of a new health facility built through a partnership between KGL Foundation and the Eve Medical Foundation under the patronage of Her Royal Highness Lady Julia. This hospital exists because we finally refuse to accept a future where 10% of Ghanaians suffer silently while only 2% receive healthcare. Because a future where mental health is taboo, hidden, and dismissed, and even criminalized, is not a future. This hospital represents a turning point in that conversation, a sanctuary, and a symbol of compassion backed by action. Her Royal Highness Lady Julia has been a strong and steady inspiration in this work. Her commitment to the well-being of women, families, and the broader Asante community has shaped the vision of this institution. We commend her for her work and all she has done with the E Foundation in this area. You continue to demonstrate that true service is not about visibility, but about impact. And to our partners and supporters, your generosity has carried our work forward. Your belief in this vision has allowed us to build tools, platforms, and create conversations that reach across the country. Today, your belief has helped us build something even more powerful, a physical space where people can heal. This project represents a significant shift in our history. A Ghana where mental health is not a privilege of wealth or geography, but a right protected with the same seriousness as any other form of healthcare. A Ghana where a child in a village or a worker on a construction site can seek help without shame, without fear, and without silence. Today we lay the first stone in a foundation, and I have no doubt the next generation will build upon this work. Distinguished guests, it is my hope that this institution stands as a beacon, not just for the Ashanti, but for Ghana as a whole, and also the entire African continent, proving that Africa does not have to wait for the world to lead. We already have the means, and we will lead ourselves. Today marks the beginning of a healthier, more compassionate, and more courageous Ghana. Thank you.
To a more courageous and compassionate Ghana, we certainly clap. As a leader in the implementation of public-private partnership and private-private partnership business models in Africa, the man whose organization single-handedly has funded this great investment valued at $2 million and promises to complete all other two. Ladies and gentlemen, outstanding. Make welcome the Executive Chairman of the KGL Group, yours and mine, Mr. Alex Apao Dade.
Thanks, Jerry. I was introduced as the chairman of KGL Foundation. Unfortunately, I'm not. Within the group, we have 8 companies. I'm the executive chairman of the group. I brought with me 4 chief executives of the subsidiaries here. So that's in a point of correction. To serve the present age, my calling to fulfill Oh, may it all my powers engage to do my master's will. And anyone who's been to KGL House, one of the most iconic buildings in this country, you see boldly inscribed there. And that is what I represent and the KGL group represents. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, Professor Jane Nana Okubajman, Your Royal Highness Lady Julia Osei-Tutu, the representative of the Ministry of Health, my good friend, the Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, our traditional leaders, the Board and Management of KGL Group, the Board and Management of EVE Foundation, the CEO of Mahama Care, I would say, and I invited here because she also wants to do something with the KGL Group. In healthcare, we've been doing quite a lot in the area of healthcare. This is just one of the projects that we've undertaken. Members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today is not just a day of commissioning and handing over of a building. Today is a day of hope, it's a day of healing, and it's a historic moment for access to mental health care in Asantehene and north of Ghana. On behalf of the KGL Foundation and entire KGL Group, I am deeply honored to stand before you to officially present, commission, and hand over this magnificent building, the KGL EVE Medical Center, a multi-million-dollar purpose-built mental health wellness facility, proudly funded and donated to Asantehene and the people of Ghana. This center holds a unique distinction. It is the only dedicated mental wellness facility this side of the country, built to serve millions of people across the Ashanti region, the Bono, Ahafo, and all through the northern parts of Ghana. For far too long, Your Excellency, access to professional mental health care has been a privilege, limited by geography. Patients and families were compelled to travel hundreds of kilometers to the south of the country, journeys that were emotionally exhausting, financially draining, and medically risky. Today, that changes. Before I go further, permit me to pause briefly and speak from the heart. Your Royal Highness, Lady Julia, this moment we celebrate today stands firmly on the foundation of your vision, your compassion, and your wavering commitment to the well-being of your people. The project did not begin merely as a structure. It began as your conviction. And long before most of us imagined what this facility could become, you already saw its impact and its necessity. I remember vividly all our engagements, how you passionately advocated for a center of dignity and healing for the people of Asantehene. You carried this project not just as an idea, but as a duty to the people you love and serve. Your sincerity moved me, your persistence inspired me, and your heart convinced me. It takes a good heart, a truly good heart, to carry the burden of others as though they were their own. Today, as we stand in this magnificent facility, we are not only simply witnessing the building, we are witnessing what leadership looks like when it's grounded in empathy and service. Your Royal Highness, Asantehene sees what your heart has built. Ghana recognizes what your commitment has achieved. And generations yet unborn will remember your role in opening the doors to healing countless families. It's my own good friend Ashim. Your quiet dedication and relentless work behind the scenes ensure that the vision moved forward. Thank you for lending your strength and wisdom every step of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, mental health is not a luxury issue. It's not a luxury issue. It is a public health necessity. Depression, anxiety, trauma, addiction, epilepsy-related disorders, and severe mental illness do not discriminate. They affect the young and old, the rich and poor, educated and uneducated, yet for decades, access to mental health care remains shrouded in silence, stigma, and severe underinvestment. It is the belief of the KGL Group that private industry must actively participate in nation building, not by words alone, but through investments that produce measurable social impact like these. It is also my personal belief and that of the group that true development means caring for both body and mind. No society can prosper when conversations on mental health care is often borderline negative, shrouded in misconceptions, and plagued in societal stigma. Here at the KGL Group, it is our conviction that mental wellness is the foundation of education, productivity, family stability, and national development. The KGL Eve Medical Center has been designed as a modern, dignified, and professional environment focused on the care of people living with mental health conditions. This is not an institution of confinement. It is a center of healing, hope, and human dignity. The facility includes consulting rooms for psychiatric services, therapy and counseling units, inpatient wards, diagnostic and pharmacy units, rehabilitation spaces, administrative and staff facilities. This project represents a significant multi-million-dollar investment in healthcare by the KGL Foundation, fully funded as part of our commitment that no Ghanaian should be denied healthcare because of who they are or where they live. It is also a testament to what becomes possible when the private sector and the government share a common vision. To this end, we are proud to acknowledge the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service that we've worked with in the past. I think we supplied them some vehicles and also bikes and other things, the mental health side of it. Academia and also the various traditional authorities who provided invaluable guidance, support, and partnerships through this journey. To my son, Elliot Dade, CEO of the KGL Foundation, your leadership, your passion, and your unwavering commitment have been at the very heart of this project. You not only supervise its development, but you carried it with a sense of purpose, ensuring this project remain aligned with our values as a family and the dignity and service. And to your exceptional team, just to mention a few, Nee, Seram, Clyde, and the whole lot of you, we appreciate your commitment. To my good friend Freddy, and Freddy has done most, those who see KGL house, come up and let's see Freddy. Freddy is the contractor, is one of the best contractors in Africa, Disimoni. So they've done a wonderful job. So to you, Freddy, and the Disimoni group, your excellence is evidence in every wall and every detail of this building. Thank you very much for keeping up the deadlines. And to Reginald and his team of project managers, thank you for your diligence and tireless effort to bring this project to life exactly as envisioned. Ladies and gentlemen, healthcare access is not a preserve of government alone. It is a collective responsibility. The narrative needs to change. We therefore urge the chiefs, opinion leaders, religious authorities, civil society organizations gathered here today to help fight the stigma surrounding mental health care. Let us replace fear with understanding. Let us replace isolation with support. Let us replace shame with compassion. To every individual battling any form of mental illness, and to every family supporting a loved one, we want you to hear this clearly. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. and your minds matter, KGL Group will stand with you. This center exists because of your lives, your dignity matters, and your well-being matters. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose that KGL Group finds its most meaning expression is through the work of the KGL Foundation, our social impact sustainability arm. Our purpose has always been to build wealth by Ghanaians, for Ghanaians. I'm a strong advocate of Ghanaian ownership of enterprise. And this is what you see when a 100% owned Ghanaian company can produce. And so we advocate for Ghanaian ownership of Ghanaian economy and funding Ghanaian projects. And that is what we stand for. Our long-standing partnerships with the GFA is also an example of what we do. We inject $150,000 a year in juvenile football. So the juvenile football, over the past 5 years, the KGL Foundation has played a central role in reviving Cole's football. It's now the KGL Juvenile Football Under-17s competition. This once forgotten platform is now vibrant, and the KGL Group continues to support also the senior national team, the Black Stars. We are the headline sponsors of the Black Stars. We have been for the last 5 years. And in women and community empowerment, we continue to support widows and women entrepreneurs. Consistent with our dedication to public health, we also continue to manufacture and distribute safe, affordable tricycle ambulances in parts of the country. In addition to emergency response, we have also invested in strengthening essential healthcare services of the Tema General Hospital. Our flagship mental health index has digitalized access to mental health care, especially for the underserved communities. The establishment of this wellness and mental health center in Kumasi also further deepens our commitment to dignified health care. We continue to also invest in education, building and refurbishing educational facilities. I think we've done about 6 schools. At the moment, we are working with the University of Ghana to build an alumni center. We're working with my own, the best school in Ghana, Fansman School, to build a stadium. We've refurbished the assembly hall of Okuapeman, where I always say that my dad has left me debts in his death, because he was the headmaster of Okuapeman and Achimota. Even though I didn't attend any of those schools, we are doing work there. We are doing work from my area where I come from, Nifan Secondary School. We've done the ICT centers, building a new basic school there. So in terms of education, we offer 300 scholarships every year. So those are areas that we look at. These stories and many more reflect our belief that the true measure of progress is in the number of lives we touch, and the wealth we create must translate into lasting value for society. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of KGL Foundation and the entire board and management of KGL Group, I officially hand over the KGL Eve Medical Center to you, Madam the Asantehene, KNUST, the government and people of Ghana, Your Excellency, with the full confidence that will serve as a sanctuary of healing for generations to come. We are committed to the next phase of this development. May this center become a beacon of recovery. May it restore lives, may it strengthen families, and may it stand forever as a proof that when business meets compassion, society thrives. Thank you, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
And when our former head of state, the late General Ashanti, said Ghanaians must take over the commanding heights of our economy, he was dreaming of Mr. Alex Apaudade and the KGL Group. Please, a round of applause. for such leadership grounded in empathy and compassion. Ours, Lady Julia Osei-Tutu, Her Royal Highness, her legacy reaches far and wide as a tireless advocate for education and gender equality, both locally and internationally. She does this anchored on one belief that every woman, regardless of her background or circumstance, has the power to rise to her fullest potential in any endeavor. Today, with joy in your heart, please make welcome our visionary, Her Royal Highness Lady Julia Osei-Tutu.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, Nananum, Mr. Alex Sapau-Dade, Chairman of the KGL Foundation, the Vice Chancellor and leadership of KNUST, the co-founder of the Eve Medical Center, Nana Agyeman Prempeh, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, media personnel, students, good morning. Today is a deeply meaningful and significant day for me, for our team at the Eve Foundation, and for the entire Ashanti region. The commissioning of the KGL Eve Medical Center is more than the opening of a facility. It is the beginning of a new chapter in compassionate healthcare, advocacy for mental wellness, and dignified support for women, children, students, and families. When the idea of establishing a center dedicated to mental well-being first came to me, it was born out of a simple but urgent truth. Too many women, too many young people, and too many families in our society suffer silently from various forms of mental illness. Depression, anxiety, postpartum challenges, childhood behavioral issues, stress-related complications, and emotional trauma are real. They affect homes, marriages, academic performance, productivity, and contribute significantly to morbidity and mortality. Yet for many years, these issues have been met with silence, stigma, and discrimination instead of care and understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to take off the wraps and to address the needs of the hundreds and thousands of people who have been suffering silently. It is time to let go of the stigma and the shame. The vision of the KGL Eve Medical Center is therefore built on 3 pillars: accessibility, that support must be available where people live, study, and work. 2, dignity, that no one should feel ashamed to seek help. 3, holistic care, that mental health must be integrated with general medical services, counseling, and wellness. Seeing this vision come to life today is truly humbling, but also exciting for me. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to pay special tribute to a man whose commitment, intelligence, and relentless drive has carried this project from vision to reality. Nana Agyeman Prempeh, co-founder of the KGL Eve Medical Center, has been the engine, the strategist, and the constant force behind every step of this project over the past 18 months. From planning, design reviews, stakeholder engagement, regulatory preparation, to assembling the clinical and administrative foundations of the center, Nana has worked day and night to bring us to this moment. His passion for community, well-being, especially for women and the youth, reflects a rare heart of dedication of service to humanity. Nana's leadership has not only shaped the character of this center, but it has also reaffirmed that committed individuals can achieve committed individuals can achieve when they put the welfare of others above themselves. Nana, I am deeply grateful for your partnership, your courage, and your unwavering dedication. This facility bears your imprint, and history will remember your contribution. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today would not have been possible without the extraordinary generosity and visionary leadership of the KGL Foundation, led by Elliot, under the chairmanship of Mr. Alex Apau Dade. The entire construction of this center has been funded by the KGL Foundation and donated to the KGL Eve Medical Center as a gift of hope to the people of Asantehene. Even more inspiring is their commitment to fully complete phase 2 and 3 of the project by 2027. An investment that will transform this center into one of Ghana's leading hubs for mental wellness, research, and general medical care. Mr. Dade, your philanthropy is not only admirable, it is nation building. On behalf of all the lives that will be touched by this center, I say thank you. Special gratitude also to the Vice Chancellor, University Management, and the entire university community for their very generous donation of the land on which our facility is situated, and also for all their support with the project and all the expertise they have offered us with this project. Thank you so much. The Vice Chancellor is in here today. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the Eve Medical Center is designed to provide compassionate mental health services, general outpatient medical care, general obstetric support, youth and student counseling, and professional psychosocial services. Located here on the KNUST campus, it bridges academia and healthcare, giving students, faculty, and the wider community access to early diagnosis, treatment, and preventive care. This center will also serve as a safe space for mothers and children who often bear the silent weight of emotional and psychological challenges. Your Excellency, I want to commend the government of Ghana for its continuous efforts to strengthen our healthcare delivery system and to integrate mental health into national health priorities. This center stands as a partner to government's vision, a practical demonstration of how public institutions, private foundations, and civil society can work together to improve the lives of our people. As we open this facility, I encourage all families, students, teachers, and community leaders to help break the silence around mental health. Let us show compassion, understanding, and support. Let us embrace the truth that mental health is not a weakness. It is a part of our well-being. Nananum, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today as we commission the KGL Eve Medical Center, we celebrate not only the building, but a promise that every person who walks through these doors will be met with dignity, care, and hope. To our partners, to the KGL Foundation, to KNUST, to the entire Eve team, and to everyone who believed in this dream, I extend my heartfelt gratitude. May this center shine as a beacon for Asantehene, for Ghana, and for generations to come. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
God bless you richly and your legacy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the gift of the occasion, the Vice President of the Republic, as she delivers the keynote. A round of applause for Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Kokwajiman.
Thank you very much. Please take your seats. Your Royal Highness, Lady Julia Osei-Tutu, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, especially the Minister for the region, please allow me to refer to the protocol very ably established and to wish everyone a good afternoon. Good afternoon. I know you are tired. I want to thank all of you, the organizers especially, for the kind invitation to be part of such an important event. We are here to commission a project that is set to contribute significantly to the region and indeed to Ghana's health sector as a whole. This facility is a practical response to the real and growing demand for integrated medical and mental health services. Distinguished guests, the global and national healthcare landscapes are changing, influenced by pandemics, digital medicine, ethical dilemmas, and our expanding populations. You know, our birth rate is high. I think it's 2.2 or something. It's very rare. But we love everyone anyway. In response, government continues to prioritize healthcare within Ghana's development agenda. We are strengthening primary healthcare, expanding NHIS coverage, modernizing facilities, increasing training, and improving access to mental health and wellness services. Earlier this year, Ghana hosted the landmark Africa Health Sovereignty Summit. This was to signal a shift from reliance on external aid towards sustainable domestic health financing. At the summit, the government announced the uncapping of financing for the NHIS, adding funds to expand fiscal space for essential health services and to improve health coverage across the country. Alongside this move, we have launched the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, popularly known as Mahama Cares, to address chronic, lifelong conditions that fall outside the NHIS's full coverage. The fund aims to provide financial support for the treatment and medication needed for serious, non-communicable diseases like cancer, diabetes, kidney failure, stroke, hypertension, and other conditions that have traditionally placed a heavy financial burden on patients. Moreover, Mahama Cares aims to strengthen Ghana's overall health infrastructure, investing in medical equipment, specialist training, healthcare facilities, and research to ensure quality and equitable access for Ghanaians, regardless income or location. These initiatives represent a major step towards long-term resilience. And that is what is being intended to achieve in order to reach a universal health coverage, and your facility plays a significant role in this very, very important march. However, ladies and gentlemen, government alone cannot meet every healthcare need of our growing population. The nation relies on partnerships with private sector actors, foundations, and institutions that share our vision for a stronger, healthier Ghana. Facing the medical and mental health challenges among children, mothers, students, working and retired adults nationwide requires accessible, stigma-free services supported by strong partnerships. This center contributes directly to the effort and expands care options to this region with this purpose-built mental wellness facility. Your Royal Highness and Nana Ajiman Prempe, and also your team of partners, you have worked to develop a facility that integrates mental health services, general medical care, counseling and wellness support, and community mental health outreach programs with the focus on women. Standing here, I cannot overemphasize that. That is very, very important. And your contribution addresses an important service gap. This foundation, led by its chairman, Mr. Alex Apaudade, you funded the construction of this facility and has transferred it to the Eve Medical Center for public benefits. I'm also informed that the foundation has committed to finishing phases 2 and 3 of this project by 2027. And by so doing, you further grow your medical and wellness capacity. This contribution exemplifies corporate social responsibility aligned with regional and national health goals. Well done. I want to emphasize that. When our interventions align with regional, community, and national goals, then we make good progress. Strong partnerships among government, foundations, and the private sector help increase access to quality care. The establishment of this medical center carries with it many implications, including the following: complementing the national mental health policy and universal health coverage objectives, strengthening service delivery capacity in this region, integrating mental and general medical services, supporting care for youth, also very important, mothers, students and families, and providing a model for community-oriented health investments. We also expect the center to contribute to research and training through meaningful partnership and collaboration with KNUST. For example, by linking mental and general medical services, this center is positioned to reduce delays and ease pressure on existing health facilities. As we commission this center, we are reminded that improving health outcomes depends on ongoing commitments, effective partnerships, and an understanding of community needs. to all who contributed to this project, Your Royal Highness Lady Julia, Nana Ajiman Prempe, the various foundations, especially KGL, and other partners, congratulations on your initiative. You don't think they deserve an applause? Your efforts have strengthened the region's health system capacity. And on that note, I feel privileged to declare the KGL Eve Medical Center officially commissioned. May this center serve the region well and have a positive impact on the entire nation. And may God bless our beautiful country, Ghana. Thank you very much.